boyfriend told me I want to take a break. What? Why does a guy want to take a break from the relationship? Okay, 3 reasons. Number 1, when a guy says he wants to take a break, either he's frustrated or overwhelmed by the events in his life. It may not have anything to do with you. And so you want to be cognizant of the things that are going on with his life. He might be fed up with his financial situation, his career, with himself. The second reason is he's not happy with the relationship. And he's not ready to end the relationship, but what he's trying to figure out is, let me take a break to see if this is something that I want or something that I don't want. And the third reason why is he's using the break to slowly end the relationship. A lot of times he doesn't have the courage or the guts, or maybe he just didn't want to hurt you. So it's an easy way.
All right. Welcome to Grown Man Talking Incorporated. Where we got a spicy topic for you today, the relationship break. When in the midst of a relationship, a person mentions, we're not breaking up, but we need to take a break. Stand by, share. And also make sure you tune in tomorrow as we will have the infamous Jerome Bradley, a.k.a. Jay Wright, up in the building. Tell us about his testimony. This is one you don't want to miss. So make sure you tune in live. Also, Keisha Shackles, co-host and co-owner, will be hosting the show tomorrow. Also, make sure you tune in next Friday as the Grown Men Talking return to your screens with the pursuit to switching up. When a man pursues you, but wants to get you, he changes up. Why is that? The men will be on here to go ahead and explain that to you. But right now, what we're going to do is go ahead and bring in our host and owner of Grown Man Talking Incorporated, Mr. Dwight.
Hey, y'all. How y'all doing out there? Happy Friday and welcome to Grown Man Talking. Yeah, I need a break. Yeah, I want a break. But I'll get back around that later. So we're going to talk about that later. We're going to talk about why men, I guess, need a break. You know, every man have their own opinion about this, so let's talk about it. So let me bring in Mr. Britton. Come on in the house, Britton. Come on, join the stage.
What's happening? Great
happening?
To be back. Looking forward to this show tonight.
I know, Mr. Britton, we missed you. I'm glad you're back here so we can talk about this taking a break, you know. So anyway, let's bring him. Right. Brother Dez to the show, the most powerful poet of 2025. Let's bring him on the stage. Come on in, Mr. Dez. Come and join us.
Good evening, everybody. How's everybody doing?
Great. It's a beautiful day. Well, it's a nice day to be alive, and I guess we're gonna talk about why men need breaks. So I'm gonna ask Mr. Britton first. Mr. Britton, how you feel? You know, what's your opinion on this? You know, you're in a relationship with a woman, and all of a sudden you're like, I need a break. So what's your opinion on that? Taking a break.
If it's the woman who extends that, oftentimes it's preceding some troubles that you all had in the relationship, and many times that's a questionable thing with me, because to take a break and still charge your mate as if you all were still solidified without the break, it's confusing, and I agree with with the guy who spoke earlier. It's it's 3 reasons. Either you're fed up with the relationship and you don't want to hurt them, you're not sure if this is what you really want to do, or you're trying to do your thing. You're trying to pursue your career. You got something that you're doing, and that relationship is probably stagnating that. So instead of just cutting it off, you want to tend to say, let's just give it a small break so we can see what's going on. I think it's a good thing.
Now, Mr. Britton, let me ask you this. Usually, that's a good. You're right about that. I agree. Do you agree that when some men, vice versa, when they take a break, uh, do that give them the open door to date somebody else on this open break? Or on this needing the break?
Hmm.
Yeah.
So, I always keep it real.
Right.
And if we taking a break, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? That don't mean I'm gonna be taking a break from the things that I require. I don't know
Right.
about other men. They'll probably say, "Oh no, I didn't do nothing. Hey, break time. I don't know if the break is for some months. I'm gonna get back with you. When the
Yeah.
break over, then I practice some commitment, and
Right.
in my relationship. But outside of that, when the break comes, if I happen to engage in a dating somebody else, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you as adults, we already know what goes with that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But let's keep it fair and realize, don't charge me with it when we get back together. And because the first
Mm-hmm.
thing that's said is, who was you with? You know what I'm saying? Well,
Ooh.
the man always get charged with that. But what
Right.
about the woman? Who was you with? You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And that's not even that shouldn't even enter into the conversation at that point because you did some stuff, she did some stuff. If we broke, let's come back together strong. That's
Right.
that's what
I agree. I agree. Brother Dad, what's your take on this? With this, this break. Well, give us a little insight of how you feel about it when you say you need a break. So, what do you think about that?
Well, majority of the time, I was the one that was told that the other person needed a break.
Mm. Man,
but but
man.
I knew when I was told this that it was because of my own personal behavior. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I knew,
Right.
things that I was neglecting in a relationship. But just kind of piggyback off of what Mr. Britton said, sometimes I have like a few times I have, hey, let's back this up. I got a lot going on right now. I'm trying to prepare for
Mm-hmm.
this show. I'm trying to get this together. And right now, like you would literally be a distraction for me.
Right.
Us
Right.
being together would be a distraction. And then I have also been told on the flip side that we need to take a break because of your career, what you choose to do. Having two different outlooks and two different things that wanted to be accomplished in life and the way that it wanted to be accomplished, you know.
Right.
So I would say that I kind of agree with what the guy was saying on some things. If
Mm-hmm.
if a man says those things, yeah, maybe we need to step back so I can get my finances in order, or
Right.
maybe we need to slow this down because this is moving too fast, or maybe let me see if this is really what I want to commit myself to, because
That part. Yeah.
when we first get involved in relationships with people, a lot of times we only see their representative,
Yeah. Yeah. You're right.
and then once we get to see the real them, we be like, oh, okay. So that's what you was really hiding. And I
Yeah.
mean, me personally, I've been guilty of that before too myself. So, I'm not speaking, I'm only speaking from personal experience,
Right.
so so I do agree with him. But if you're in that relationship break, does that
Yeah.
give you the right to explore other options?
Mm-hmm. Does it?
I'm at a toss up on that. I'm at a toss up on that, and the reason being is I maybe let me see if I can be
Mm-hmm.
monogamous with you, just be committed only to you, but at the
Right.
same time, I don't want to deny myself something that may be better, even though they say sometimes the grass isn't always greener on the other
You
side.
know, you're right. You're right. I
So
agree
it's
with
like, I mean, but and sometimes that could be, what that break is for. Let us see what our options are.
you. Right. You're right. I agree. Y'all both make great points. I think mine was a little different. It was I was being just I couldn't be me. I'm gonna be real with her. It's like she was just coloring me so much that I couldn't breathe. And I'm like, God dang. I mean, I'm into you, but then can I breathe? I mean, it got to the point where I couldn't go out and be with my boys to play pool or go bowling because she always wanted me there. And it's like I couldn't breathe. Like the walls were just closing in on me. And plus, just like you said, Brother Dez, I'm asking myself, is she the one? Because she kind of had like a kind of attitude. Like if what's the word I want to look? If things didn't go her way, she get mad, or if she wanted. And I'm like, hey, I'm came from work, I'm a little tired and chill and just tripping a little bit, or just to get out and do men things. Go out here, my boys want to go do things, shoot pool, kick it. And it was just to that point where she would just smother me so much. And I'm like, dang, because it was irritating me. So I'm like, hey, I need a little break because I have to focus because if this is what I want, if this is the woman I want in my life, this is something I have to go through on a daily basis. Oh man, I need to really see if this is what I want, because at that point, like I said, I couldn't breathe. I mean, she was just constantly on me. So it wasn't nothing like finance or anything. We was blessed, everything was going good, but she was just I couldn't be me because she was just there. I'm on the phone all up in my face. I couldn't. Okay, but you ain't gotta be so close to me. Why you just all up on me? So yeah, at that point, I needed to take a break, and I did. She didn't like it, but it's too bad. Now,
I can see
go
that too
ahead.
because in the one relationship I was in, I was that smotherer. But the reason
Oh,
why I was that smotherer was because of I had some insecurities going on,
oh, okay.
and I had some trust issues with this person going on. So I was that smotherer. So I
Right.
can understand why you feel that way because
Yeah.
I've been on both sides of it. I've been smothered and been the smotherer.
Yeah. I mean, you
And
can't
sometimes you
breathe.
just want to say, "Can let me breathe? Let me
Yeah.
breathe,
I
please.
mean,
Can I go
damn.
to the store by myself? I
Thank
just want
you.
to walk
That
to the
part.
park."
Look, I ain't brought that, but what you just said there, I mean, it's like my personal shadow. I couldn't, I mean, dang, I mean, look, y'all gonna laugh at this, but I'm gonna tell you this. I went to the bathroom to do my business, and she got a chair right there by the damn door waiting for me to come out. I'm like, are you serious?
Oh
Oh,
Lord,
I just want
oh
to make
no,
sure you're
I
okay.
wasn't that
Yeah,
bad. I wasn't that bad.
hey, the girl set a chair there waiting for me to come out the bathroom. And I'm like, look, I mean, what the hell's wrong with you? So yeah, I needed a break from my mental.
Yeah, that sound
So
like she was having separation. Sound like she was having separation
yeah,
issues.
I don't
She was
know.
having some kind of issues.
I don't know.
Uh,
You're right. I don't know what issue she had, guys. But look, I mean, sometimes you can give a person too much affection and love until they just like, look, damn, okay. I mean, I got it, but dang, you really overdoing it. And then, like I said, you know how guys, we like to go out and shoot pool and go bowl, just do men things. I couldn't even do that because why? She's on my ass. So,
right.
with that being said, I want to ask you this, Mr. Britton. When people take breaks, and say for instance, okay, both sides agree. eh, Let me ask you this: how will you feel when y'all taking a break if she start talking to another dude? And she's like, "There ain't nothing going on. We just friends hanging out, going to eat and everything. So it ain't nothing. I still got feelings for you, but I like to hang out. And since you taking a break, I have friends and female friends, but she particularly going out with this dude. Would you have a problem with that?"
Actually, I wouldn't,
Mm-hmm.
because I know going into it, for me, my view on it is much more different. It's a little extreme, but it's different because
Right.
a break is meaning that we don't have the same contract that we started with. We didn't
Right.
say that we was together and there's going to be some breaks involved in this contract. So it's a breach of
Mm-hmm.
contract right from the beginning there when we talk about separating or taking time out. That means we no longer have the same how can I say it, the same principles in the
Obligation.
relationship. Yeah, we don't
Yeah.
have that anymore. It's gone. It's like because I can't bodyguard her. I can't
Right.
follow her around to see if she's gonna be with somebody else or not. But if I happen to
Mm.
be out and I see her, the best thing I
Right.
can do as a man is maintain my polish and speak and keep on pushing
Right.
because we're on a break. Now
Okay.
we'll talk about that when we get back together. But Dwight, you was talking earlier. Both of you guys mentioned some valid points. A lot of that is what leads to the break. A lot of that sweating your man, sweating your woman,
Oh
that
yeah.
leads to the break. That's the thing, like I've been in it, what I'm saying, not long ago. And, it's like, I would move and it was like the record. When I move, you move, just like that. And I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. Give me some air. You know what I'm saying? Give me some air. And by that time, I'm actually disenchanted with the relationship. I put myself in the frame of mind that I'm open. I'm
Right.
open for something, better to see it. I want to see if the grass is greener. And that's
Right.
just being completely honest. But if you find yourself after during the midst of that break, you all come back together. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? The big thing is not uh, to really like be accusatory, hold her hostage over what she did, who she saw, or vice versa. Don't hold me hostage. Let's
Right.
start where we at. Let's go back and start where we at. You might want to make an addendum to the contract and say when we had these breaks.
Yeah. But see,
Right.
as men, we got to do the same thing. We can't be like, so what was you doing while we was on this break? You know,
But yeah,
Yeah, right.
we,
yeah, yeah. You
we
right,
have to
man.
allot them that same freedom because you never know. Like the scenario that Mr. Dwight gave, she could just be. I mean, that she just out hanging with this person, just hanging with this person. Ain't nothing going on.
So
But at
she
the
said.
same
So
time,
she
I'm
said.
just gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be looking at it like, okay, well, okay, it seems like to me that you putting this brother through an interview process.
That part. You took the words out of my. See, that's the part I'm getting at because when you take a break, and guys use like it's not sometimes they looking for the grass to be green. They actually just need to, restart themselves mindset and say, I care for, but I just need time to myself. So then, so how will you feel? I mean, will you be kind of upset or feel a certain way if she was in the restaurant with another dude eating, and they're not sitting across from each other; they're sitting side by side.
Well, my question is, first of all, why would I see her in this restaurant? 9 times out of
Yeah.
10, I probably be doing the same thing she doing.
Mm.
I ain't coming to that restaurant by myself.
Right.
And it
Just
just
go
so
there with your
happened.
boys. Hey, let's stop here and eat, and boom, there
Okay,
she
well, I
is,
mean,
sitting there.
well, 9 times out of 10, a lot of the times, the places that me and my boys go, me and my girl probably ain't gonna go.
Right.
We gon' I'm
Yeah.
if I'm taking a female somewhere, I'm probably gonna take her somewhere that I would have taken the young lady that I'm in the relationship break with.
Right.
And
Right.
if she's doing the same thing, I mean, what's the song? Like Jamie Foxx say, she just like me. We two birds of a feather.
I see. I feel you on that. I definitely feel you.
I hear music.
With that,
I hear music.
yeah, me too. Well, with that being said, y'all go nowhere. And hey, I don't know if our phone lines gonna be open, but you can call me like. But we'll be back on this in 2 in 2.
Does taking a break in a relationship actually work? This is a question that comes about all the time. I'm going to tell you that if in that break you take the time to focus in on you rather than focusing in on what your partner or ex-partner is actually doing, then it can work. But you have to do a lot of self-healing, self-searching, saying, what is it that I need in this relationship? And is this person, do they have the capabilities of actually meeting that need so that you can make a good decision? And if you choose to go on, then you can go on with a healthy relationship.
All right. If you're enjoying this segment with the gentleman, please make sure you share, put those hearts up and like. Also remember, tomorrow, Miss Keisha Shackles, co-owner, co-host, will be hosting and interviewing Mr. Jerome Bradley. He is called the musical poet. So make sure y'all tune in because he got something really alluring for everyone. So get your champagne ready.
Y'all be sure to watch that tomorrow. It's gonna be a great show. So please join them tomorrow. I'm gonna hit it like this. When we went on a break and everything, I saw her not at the restaurant or anything like that. They was at some kind of event. It's a music event, and I did see her with another dude, and like you, Mr. Britt, it didn't bother me. Matter of fact, I walked by and she looked surprised. Oh, what you doing? I said, I like this type of music, and I just kept it all. I said, y'all have a good night. I just left it alone. Now I wasn't there with a woman or anything like that. I was there with my brother and some friends. We just chilling. Now, with that being said, I go a few days later. I go to the club now, like Spice Nip. I can tell you, I used to dance a lot. We used to get into contests and things like that, and get into talent shows. So I go to a club just to kick back and chill, dance and have fun. So my cousin said, "Hey, so and so was here at the club." I said, "Okay, good for her. Maybe she out here dancing, having fun. Don't just let me do me and you do you." So with that being said, I'm having fun, chilling, just having a good time. Now, tell me, and I said it one time on the show, tell me why I go outside, I get in my vehicle, and all four of my tires are slashed. Yeah, cut up, slashed. And I'm like, well, damn. I mean, the thing about it, I already knew who did it because I don't have no Emily's and nothing like that. So who else is going to come here and slash my tires? Now, I said, should I ask her? Because my cousin said, yo, she did it. I said, yeah, I know. But I know when I asked her, she going to deny it. So, of course, the next day when I went and got the tires and replaced and everything, and she like, oh, how was the club? I saw you there. I said, yeah, I saw you too. Oh, yeah. And I said, guess what? What? Man, somebody slashed my tires. Oh, my goodness. And just her response
No,
going like
they
that.
didn't.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, Daz. I already knew she the one that did it. Playing that. Oh, I surprised. Yeah, I know she did it. I said, yeah, I knew you did. And then I just left it alone. But see, that gave me more. It made me think. See, this is a person I don't even really be with because if she does something like that, you know what I'm saying? I didn't go off and I saw her at the event with the man. I was just like having a good time with all about my business. So after a couple of days, go to the club and all of a sudden I'm dancing, having fun. It's a real popular club in San Antonio back in the day. And we see each other there, but yet all of a sudden I leave the club, my tires are slashed. So yeah. So with that being said, yeah, she kind of helped me with that. I mean, I'm not gonna do nothing behind your back. I'm gonna meet you face to face and tell you why we can't be together. And I'll get to that later to the show. But I gave me my answer that I don't need to be with her. So, Des, with that being said, did you get any flashbacks or anything? Did you get any repercussions or anything from taking a break and somebody might have said something to her to where she come and get into an argument with you or damage something of your car or your house because even though y'all on a break, but now she mad because she heard or seen you with some other woman? Have you ever experienced something like that before?
No, I can't say that I have ever experienced anything like that while I was on a break in a relationship. But God
Lucky,
willing,
lucky you.
never happens. I've had some situations during relationships where that was something that could have went down or did go
Oh,
down. But
right.
with situations like that, when a person does something like that, now this is just me
Mm-hmm.
analyzing the situation. She didn't want to be in this relationship break. And even if she was the
Yeah.
one that initiated the break,
Mm-hmm.
she really wanted to be with you. She just didn't know how to tell you that she wanted to be with you because of the simple fact that she was obsessed with you. When anyone
Oh yeah.
goes through the trouble of flattening
Mm-hmm.
four tires, not
Four,
letting the air out,
four.
but flattening,
Oh yeah. Hey,
they
I
have
got
an
another cousin.
obsession for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, she wanted you to herself, and it seemed like you was caught up in a real live fatal attraction.
You know what? I had a couple of those real life fatal attractions, and that it kind of make you say, do I really want to go to this crazy mess? Sometimes, as people say, being single is like a peace of mind. You ain't got to worry about that crap. But yeah, yeah, you can say something like that. You know what I'm saying? Because some people can't handle it. Even though when you go on a break, they can't handle you sitting by or talking to somebody, another, a woman or something, because it just does something to them. And instead of them having trust and say, okay, I'm not going to react. I'm gonna stay calm. Whatever happens, happen, because that person meant to, y'all meant to be together. It's going to happen. Now, Mr. Britton, same question. Have anything might have happened if you was in a relationship, took a break, and maybe somebody say, "Oh, I saw Mr. Britton over there with this girl. He was just smiling." Some of. Did you get any repercussions behind that, or maybe you never experienced nothing like that? But I did. Oh, I did. I experienced a lot of bad stuff.
Yeah, many times over, I've experienced that. And
Oh, snap.
usually for me, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so for
Yeah, you
me,
good.
it ceases to be a break, Dwight. When that type of stuff jump
Mm-hmm.
off, you know what I'm saying? The break is over. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's a done out. There's no get
Yeah,
back. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Because I got to look at the fact that my safety is paramount. And
yeah.
if the person if the person will go through those extremes in the name of
Mm-hmm.
love, I don't need that kind of love. I
You
just
got
don't
that
need it.
right.
Because
Mm-hmm.
Say it again for the people in the back.
it just ain't cool. It ain't cool
Yeah.
because people will destroy your property. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? What if you got a child, a grandchild, for me, a grandchild around or a great grandchild, and
Right.
this person goes bananas and do crazy stuff. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Somebody can actually get hurt. You can't call the police on me and think that
Right.
we're gonna resume. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
None of that. None of that. You can't disrespect me, publicly and think I'm
Right.
cool with, you know what I'm saying? Now you're the person that said that they
Mm-hmm.
love me, but you're gonna do the most to me, right? I expect
Right.
it out of
Right.
people who I'm not in a relationship with, but somebody that's done
Exactly.
laid there next to me and you take it to
Mm-hmm.
those extremes, it ain't no break no more. It's a finale.
Yeah. It is. It
That's
is.
all.
I know y'all have
And
heard of
see.
the scenario. Have y'all heard of the scenario where the woman got pissed off at the man and she busted out his windows, she flattened the tires, spray
Hey,
painted
they
the
made a song
car,
about his dance.
but hold up, the dude just called her and said, "You did all of that, but you must have forgot the car was in your name."
Right.
Ooh, snap. Damn. and see, that's yeah, vice. Yeah. Now see, and I'm gonna keep it real 100. Now, when I just say about my tires being slashed and stuff, I said, okay, I had my mind made up. I went to her house and told her, hey, this break is good for both of us. I'm glad we did it, but I'm gonna continue to move on. I don't think it's gonna work. And she couldn't even. I mean, she just went ballistic. She wouldn't even let me out the house. And I did say on the show that I had to jump out the window just to get away from the woman,
Oh
just to get
wow.
away from her.
This is
And,
this is the
and
second story woman.
yes,
That's too much. That's too much, D. That's a whole lot. And let me say this. Let me make this point about the breakup game. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And this goes for man or woman. You know, uh, when you see somebody,
mm-hmm.
for instance, if she sees me out with somebody else, that was a situation that was going on anyway.
Right,
My, as soon as we got the break, me and that other person didn't happen to cultivate a relationship right then and there. She was already
mm-hmm.
waiting in the wings. So for
Oh,
the woman that you see out with a guy, you know what I'm saying?
uh-huh.
He already had the first, second, and third interview because he already been there. He was
Sure.
just waiting to the opportunity, or she was, to where she
Right.
could entertain him openly. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And that's what the
yeah.
break was. But sometimes people wanna have their cake and eat it too. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And
Mm-hmm.
we just have to call it what it is. You know what I mean? Because ain't nobody I've been in a relationship with just all of a sudden hatched a new friend. All of a sudden, oh, I met him yesterday, but you in the restaurant, y'all sitting side by side and y'all playing
That part.
footsie. I'm
Yeah.
supposed to believe that, right? So this is the guy who you was
No.
talking to when you was
Yeah.
texting and
Yeah.
and you would hang up real quick. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
All of that,
Great.
and
This,
vice versa.
so this is
What you
the
mean?
this is the dude in your phone saved as Michelle.
You know what I mean?
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
or the
Not my
woman named
Michelle.
Lisa, you got it in there as Larry. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, see, now, there's a, I mean, just like Mr. Britton said, you experience anything similar to that? Because they, just like men do it, some women do it too. They call it like just in case of emergency, you break that glass, which means if that relationship is taking a break, they go break that glass and get that extra man that they've been talking to and start talking to him. Now I don't know if you experienced anything like that, but have you experienced anything like that? On the phone, talking, being sneaky.
I mean, I know a personality. I mean, I know a person who told me that that once they was whenever they put a title on their relationship with this certain
Right.
individual, they
Mm-hmm.
had problems, but when they was just friends, they was cool.
Right. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
In case of emergency, I honestly believe that, I may be wrong. And ladies, if I'm wrong, please tell me I'm wrong. Correct me instantaneously. But I believe
Yes.
that every woman has at least one in case of emergency.
Thank
And it
you.
may not
I
even
ain't that.
it may not even be for something sexual though. It
Mm-hmm.
may not, it just may be that one in case of emergency, I need somebody to talk to. In case of
Yeah.
emergency, I need somebody to come and pick me up. In case of
Mm-hmm.
emergency, I need somebody to come over here and fix this water heater. You know,
Or
but
scratch
I
that back.
believe,
Mm.
hey, but at the same time, but so, but that in case of emergency, I think that
Mm.
sometimes that in case of emergency can be confused with actually a good, just platonic friend.
Right.
Sometimes, not
Believe.
all the times, but sometimes it could be
Yeah.
confused with just a platonic friend. Because
Now,
I can honestly say I'm guilty of that. Ain't because
what?
in my mind there've been a couple of scenarios where in my mind there ain't no way y'all just friends. Ain't no way y'all
Right.
just friends. Ain't no way
Right.
y'all just connecting the way that y'all connecting and y'all just friends. So I mean, but like I said earlier, that goes back to some insecurities that I may be having because of things that I may or may not be doing in the
Mm-hmm.
relationship.
Okay. I'm glad you said that. And see, that was a great way of putting it, Dad. And I'm pretty sure Mr. Britton will agree too. I mean, some men we do that. We might be dating somebody, but we might have that other girl. We say, she just is, y'all just kind of click a little bit more better than the one that you're with. But women, and that other woman told me that. She told me this. That woman, she told me from her own lips. A friend of mine, and she told me most women, I don't know how many, have an extra dude on the side just in case a breakup or taking time away from each other. She told me this. She said, I have a dude. And if he keep messing up, we take time out. Yeah, I'm gonna go with him. We gonna go out. We gonna do things, and I mean other things. And I'm just sitting there looking, just taking it in. I said, okay. So y'all men, y'all do the same thing. I said, well, yeah, most. What about you, Dwight? Every blue moon, yeah, I might have did something like something like that. But, but look, at least
This conversation driving
I
me
did
to
my
drink.
call. Yeah, I put my cards on the table. I better. I mean, I just feel like, hey, I'm just gonna be straight up on some things and everything. And even when we take a break, and when the woman asks me what the wife what you gonna do, I say I'm gonna chill. If I say I'm gonna chill, I'm gonna chill. But if I feel like I have to go out with a girl or do something, I would tell her. I say, hey, I might go on a couple of dates, but I'm gonna tell you point blank, I'm not gonna be looking over my shoulders. I'm sorry. I'm just not gonna be doing like most people do, looking over their shoulders when they take a break. I'm not doing that. So I mean, I really had some crazy experience. Even one time I said on the show when I dated a girl and we took a break, she hid behind the bush, hiding in the bushes, The bush. I come home to get out the car and go up to my apartment. The bushes are coming alive, and it's her in the bushes. I had to go get a strainer oil on. They already gave me, and when I got the strainer oil, I definitely let her know by phone. You know we ain't getting back together because you crazy. You crazy. You just doing too much. You're doing too
Yeah,
much.
she better be happy. She better be happy them bushes didn't get some slugs put in them. I believe you can put a slug in a ghost.
I mean, I'm thinking, look, y'all, I'm thinking it's a cat or maybe a raccoon, but her head came up out the bushes and and the girl Susan Collins was my neighbor. We went out to the club together. I guess she thought me and Susan had something going on. Me and Susan didn't, but she came out, just came out the bushes like a horror, some kind of horror movie. And I'm like, how long you been in those bushes? And it was cold. And she sat in those bushes until I got home. That's when I said, that's it. We definitely ain't getting back together because who does that? I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna sit there. Now let me ask you, Mr. Britton, even on the break, have you ever like sat there in your car and watch and see if she's gonna take another man or do some funny things while y'all on y'all break? Have you ever did something like that?
Heck no. I ain't got time for that. So let me be extremely clear.
Yeah.
Let me be extremely clear about this break thing. See, me myself, I don't believe in the break like that. You know what I'm saying? The only break I'm taking is when me and my wife have my wife, not baby over there, my wife. And we say, let's get a separation for a minute, a timeout, let's go to treatment. See, because during that break, if you're married, it's a difference. If this your girl, it's a difference. It has a different meaning. If it's my wife, we doing some stuff. We going to counseling. You know what I'm saying? We talking to other couples. We doing something to try to mend the relationship during that break. That's what it's for. You know what I'm saying? So, there's where the break really has a significant meaning for me. Outside of that, if it's this girl who I was with for a few months, a year, whatever, we don't have a locked in paper commitment. We didn't jump the broom. She has the ability to say when she's tired of me or when she's not. You know what I'm saying? When you shoot that break action up under me, I'm not camping out by your house. I'm not following you. I don't care where you at. You know what I'm saying? Or what you doing. Really? That's your business. That's your business. But I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep on handling my business. Now, some people may not agree, but, I'm not going out looking for somebody else to hook up with. But if the occasion arises, you know what I'm saying? And I happen to find somebody who I want to go on a date with, who I want to sleep with. Let's keep it 100. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? And then when you ask me, actually, it ain't your business.
Well, yeah, I can admit, I can admit it. There's only been one relationship I was in where I had to be that dude. Now, you're not gonna have me get a phone on my account and then not want to pick up the phone, disappear for hours. Okay, technology is something else.
Yeah.
So and I ain't gonna lie. Look, this is the first time. This was the first and the last time I've ever did that. Like literally, technology is something else. I'm telling you. And it got to the point to where I called the number that she was calling, and she didn't realize who was calling the number that she was calling until she picked up the phone and recognized my voice. But that's a whole nother story. So it can get kind of psychotic during these breakups. Not breakups, but what they call them, relationship breaks. That sounds like music. So with that being said, that sounds like music. So hey y'all, be back in a minute.
Oh, it's getting good.
I know we had an episode on breaks before, taking breaks within a relationship. If you was to take a break, is your significant other that you're breaking from, is he allowed to date?
We broken up?
No, y'all taking a break.
Oh, then we're working on what we need to work on.
So he can't
So
date.
you shouldn't be worried about anybody else. If we taking a break, then we need to be internally focusing on what causes our issues.
Can I ask you a
in the
question?
You are the
relationship.
look.
Can I ask you, I got to ask this question real quick. During that break that I'm not allowed to talk to nobody else, are you still giving me coochie?
No, but we're talking. We're going to see that lady at the.
So hold on.
We're going to see the lady on the couch.
Okay, hold on. Okay, so we're taking a break. Did you tell me how long this break is gonna be?
No.
It's on when you predicate the break is over you.
Yeah, it's gonna be a surprise for you.
So until that time,
Yeah.
I can't have no sex.
But sex is gonna cloud your mind anyways, and you need to be focusing on what the fuck we got going on.
Kitty, did you have a problem?
Yeah.
What's up?
Yeah, I did. This is what I have a problem with this whole break conversation. I do because people utilize breaks to really mask a lot of problems that they have within themselves. There are so many people who cannot acknowledge the fact that they just don't have the relationship skills that will allow them to keep building or maintaining that relationship. Or maybe somebody has a fear of conflict, or maybe somebody has abandonment issues and they don't really want to actually lose this person. Right. Or maybe somebody just has attachment trauma that they haven't navigated yet. And so they put this little label right there and say that we're going to take a break. Woo. But you're really not focusing on what it needs to be. There's a such thing as a therapeutic separation. 90 days is where we typically start. 90 days to see what you two can do separately to work on the relationship. That does not mean that you introduce somebody new, a new experience, a new anything to that situation. That is not what that means. What are you two actively doing? What conscious efforts are you all applying within yourself to navigate whatever subconscious trauma, whatever subconscious behaviors that you have that are causing detriment to your relationship? I can't stand the break conversation because it is simply a scapegoat that way too many people use.
I agree. Thank you so much. In that 90-day therapeutic separation.
Go to the next question.
Because I'm still concerned about. Okay, so how can? No, you do not take a break from me 90 days. And here's the thing, you're not taking a break and giving me the time. You're not saying, oh, in 90 days we're gonna you're gonna take a break. It's gonna be a hypothetical break until you feel better. And I don't know. And then you may not even come back to this relationship. So for 90 days,
if you don't come back, that means that you realize you couldn't. If you don't come back after a therapeutic separation, that means that you realize you either could not work through whatever it was with that person, or maybe you still need to do some inner work.
All right. Thank you for your question.
How many fingers you got? Let me see.
5.
Then you can fuck.
God damn. Don DeMarco.
No.
90 days, you and yourself.
Listen, it's wild to me that you think you're going to take a break from me and then you're going to control my body, my choice.
All right. We want to show appreciation and thank everyone on both pages of Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Rumble, and Instagram for tuning in. We really appreciate it. Also, make sure that you tune in tomorrow, same time, as we will have the infamous Jerome Bradley in the house. Jay writes is what he go by stage name, but he is known as the musical poet. Hey, if you feeling that vibe, come on in, give him some love, show him good support. Make sure you share this and set your notification because it's going to be on and popping as Keisha is going to be hosting the show. And also, make sure you tune in next Friday as the Grown Man Talking Incorporated will be back to your screen with the pursuit to switching. When a man pursues a woman, but once he got her, he switches up his game or he switches up his vibe towards her. What is the person supposed to do, and why does he do that? Let's find out next week. Now back over to Dwight.
Woo! Well, guys, that video, I mean, it said a mouthful.
They
I
sure
just want
do.
to say, everybody's different. So, Mr. B, how do you feel about that video that we just saw, and do you agree with some of the things that they were saying on there?
Okay, I agree with what the sister was saying, the second sister, I
Right.
forget her name.
Right.
I've seen them before. I agree in the terminology that she applied to those breakups. I agree that it's something that's, that people should be working on. I agree with that.
Right. Right.
If they say, hey, well, we're gonna take this break and we're gonna work on some things, you know what I'm saying? Then that's a commitment within the relationship, and if we agree on it, then let's do it. But
Right.
for the other sister to sit there and tell me, first of all, about this masturbation, she gonna tell me, right? She just told my man. She just said to my
Yeah.
man, hey,
Mm.
you got 5 of them, go and squeeze it out,
Yes,
right?
she did.
Well, let
Yeah.
me give her some
Mm-hmm.
information. If I'm doing that and I'm squeezing him on
Yeah.
out, it ain't you I'm thinking
Uh-huh.
about. So I might as well go ahead on and get down anyway. You know what I'm saying? To get the whole course,
Mm-hmm.
because 9 times out of 10, and any man that refutes this, he a liar. You are not thinking
Yeah.
about that
Yeah.
person you got any type of conflict with. You're thinking about the girl
Right.
you see going down the street, the one that you got on reserve,
Mm.
the one in the magazine.
Mm-hmm.
You watching some porno. You
Yeah.
doing it all. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? But we'll sit back there and act like we don't do none of that, right?
Facts,
You
facts,
know what I'm saying?
facts,
But if,
facts.
That's true.
if it's piling up on me, I'm squeezing him out, flat out. And I ain't thinking about you.
Damn.
Now
Facts.
what?
That's
Boy,
all.
Mr.
I ain't no way in the world I can dispute that one right there because of the simple fact.
Me
First
either.
of all,
Hey.
if I'm upset with you, if we having issues, I am not going
Right.
to take that moment, that precious
Right.
moment, to put you in the process. I'm not gonna do it.
Man.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Right.
Matter of
That's
fact, my
crazy.
favorite. Never mind. I don't even want to incriminate myself because I'm telling you right now, there's a few of them that. Woo,
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm
Lord
68.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I ain't worried about you. Hey, I'm 68. Hey, see this. At
let me
68,
put
I'm
let
gonna
me
keep
put
it
this
1
goblet
trillion.
down.
I'm gonna keep it 1 trillion, right? And
Yeah.
shit, it might be the weather lady. You know, you know what I'm saying? She
Boy,
might
don't play.
hit that thing, that
Woo.
nerve, that vibe. And
Yeah.
I've been absent of my woman, and if that
Yeah.
thing wake up on me, oh my goodness. Guess what? Guess what? I got plenty bounty. I got
Right.
water. I got rags. It's on the pop, you know?
That's what I'm talking about. Damn, Dad, same thing. What? How you? I mean, everything that Mr. Britton said, I agree to him to the fullest. What? I mean, I know you do too, but I mean, the things that they say that she said. I mean, give your side. What you feel? What you feel about what this
Well,
lady
I'm
said?
gonna start it first of all. The first young lady. I'm not even
Yeah.
the first young lady. That's how I'm put it like that. The first young lady. She was. No. Seriously, I feel that she was speaking from a very selfish point of view.
Right.
And the reason why I say that she
Right.
was speaking from a selfish point of view was because
Right.
when the second young lady, which I've seen many of her videos, and I love the way that she thinks because she keeps it
Right.
fair, she keeps it
Uh
balanced.
huh.
When
Yeah.
when the second young lady was speaking and saying what she was saying, you
Mm-hmm.
could kind of feel, even though you couldn't see the camera on her, you could
Yeah.
feel the other lady just kind of shrinking in her seat. And
Yes. Yeah.
she used the whole little how many fingers you got thing, and technically I
Yeah.
only got
That's
8 fingers and 2 thumbs, but anyway, so um I feel that what she was saying,
oh
especially when she said a lot of times that people use that relationship break as a cop out because they're
right.
they're having the inner issues. I can understand that 100% because I have been that person that has used that let's use this, let's take a break as an excuse because of the things that I was not able to fulfill within the relationship and had to figure out a way in order to be able to do so. So I can understand, and I agree with her with that 100%. Because a lot of times, and even, I mean, I'll just say as a man, sometimes it's hard to actually be able to just come straight out and admit or openly, take accountability for the things that we are lacking in the relationship. And we could know for a fact 100% that this is what we are doing wrong because our mate has told us many a time. But it can be hard for us to take that accountability and actually be held accountable for it. So maybe we do need to take a break. So I can understand what she was saying when she said that about using that as a scapegoat because it has been done before.
Yes, he has. You're right. You damn right. And I'm with y'all on that. I mean, I've been on this planet blessed for many moons and was in certain situations and relationships, and I admit now when the girl was saying, that's like 3 months, talking about 90 days, and the part about the sex part. Now, hey, look, and that 5% discount just don't work all the time. Now, the one thing I say about the person that when we were taking a break, we both sat there and put our cards on the table and say, okay, we can't talk to anybody else as we dating, but she didn't have to worry about getting fed, and I didn't either. That's the one thing we did do. Come over there, handle business. Hey, you good? Yeah. Walk out. Now, everybody can't do that, but we did do that. We took a break. I mean, which was good because she was in her place, I'm in my place. I can breathe. Go in there, get that frustration out. Drain the lizard. Get your thing out the way, and boom. You work on whatever you're trying to work on. And if you can fix it, great. We can't, then hey. So I just want to know Mr. Brittany, when you did take a break, just like in that video, did y'all not have sex or anything, or did y'all say, well, that's the one thing we can still do, but until we fix the problem? Because I guess if you strong-minded and because people like let's don't cloud things up. Well, maybe some cases it can, but if y'all have an understanding and agreement. It can be done because I did it. So did you was in the situation were you able to do something like that as well? Without looking or doing the 5% discount, y'all was able to come together and say we can do that while we on the break and while we trying to fix this.
Hey, Dwight, you know who you're talking to, right?
Oh yeah.
so she better take care of her business because I'm taking care of mine. I'm not even, I'm not gonna put it, y'all. I just got, I got this thing about keeping it 100 with myself. You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
And at this stage of life, I got to keep it 100. I'm not breaking with you and being celibate. You know what I'm saying? I need to go. You need to go to convent. I need to go to the monastery or something, or something, be a monk or something. Yeah. But if I enjoy sex, you know what I'm saying, and we already got an issue, and you telling me no. Truthfully, it ain't my business what's happening with you, and it ain't your business what's happening with me. So I'm not gonna tell you I'm a pass. I'm not going out there looking. I'm not gonna be promiscuous. But if you're asking me, is it possible I can find myself in a relationship? Because the bottom line is, my father always told me, shoot, boy, somebody else like what you like. You know what I'm saying? And somebody gonna be if I like her, somebody else like her. You know what I mean? Right. And so I would be foolish to think that the situation is going to yield 100% celibacy on either side. I can just tell my part. My part is no. Right. I don't think it's never happened for me.
Oh, that's what's up, Mr. Britt.
I'm gonna say, and then like for real, I mean, let's be honest. Look, the way I look at it, look, you can tell me that that we gonna take a break from this relationship, but a piece of my mind, a piece of my Gemini mind is gonna say, you still mine.
That part, yeah.
break or not. I'm just speaking from personal experience. A piece of my mind is gonna say, okay, you still mine, and I may be thinking about what you're doing, but like Mr. Britton said, I'm not gonna hold you. If you go do something, you gonna go do it. That's on you. But please do not come to me ill-faced if I do the same thing that you did. Because
you know,
as even though I only got 8 fingers and 2 thumbs, guess what? Ain't nothing like the real one when it's all said and done.
Exactly.
That's right.
Because to me, that's
And
just,
you can go and you can take me to all these little pleasure shops and give me the little pocket peas all you want to, but no, ain't nothing like the real thing.
And see, is that music playing?
That sounds like music.
Yeah, okay. We'll be back again, y'all, in 2 and 2. Yeah, maybe 1 was script. I don't know.
A break without a get back together date is a breakup. A break, like we're taking a break. All right, so I'm supposed to wait until you feel you are ready. What if after you're contemplating, you realize I'm not the person? What if you're contemplating takes 2 years? What if it takes 3 years? And at the end of that year, you don't choose me. If you feel like you can't do this right now, you feel like you need to break, take a break or break up. Okay, we're moving on from one another.
All right. Make sure y'all tune in tomorrow. Live tomorrow, Mr. Jay Wright, a.k.a. Jerome Bradley, will be in the house as Keisha Shackles interviews him on his journey as a testimony from being from trials and tribulations to a musical poet right here live. Also, make sure you tune in next Friday as the gentleman will be back on your screens again with the pursuit to switch it up. Hey, you never know what's going to go on. The phone lines will be up, so make sure you call in because they're going to be getting deep with this one as well. Now back over to Dwight.
You know, that's something I want to add. I was trying to get Miss Keisha because she was doing some stuff. She was going to be on here to say her part or a little bit about the women, but since she's not here, I'm going to add Spicy because, you know, it's not spicy. Just if you was with somebody and y'all take a break for 90 days, would you be okay if the man say, okay, well, we taking a break, but can I still come over and we can do our thing and then I'll just get up and go? Will you be okay with that?
That all depends because a lot ran through my mind when y'all was talking. And my thing is that if you feel that we need a break because we've been arguing a lot and we need to see what we need to do to fix this or what we need to do to go on, then okay, we could take a break. But my thing is taking that break, yes, you're going to have to come home for at least 30 minutes to do what you got to do, then you can go back where you at. Now, if you taking a break, just be taking a break and
damn, 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
I guess that's all right. Superman got changed in a phone booth in 2 minutes or less.
I ain't gonna tell my business, but I'm just saying. But my thing is that if it's leaving me clueless to why you need a break, yes, you're gonna lead me to the position to where I'm gonna question: have I converted from being your woman to an option? Because if I'm puzzled about why we need a break and I feel like there's nothing been going on and you feel like all of a sudden you need a break, yes, in my mind, I'm going to think you're not happy with me and you want something else. So I'm an option now instead of your woman. But while you out there, if we are taking a break, and this is I'm just going over everything what everybody said. If you are taking a break and I catch you out there with another woman, Us taking a break is trying to figure out what we need to heal and what we need to do to move forward in a relationship. Not for you to go out and discover. So if I go out and I see that you're on a date with another woman, it's a breakup. Bottom line. Because if you want to go on a date in that journey of us trying to work things out, you should be going on a date with me. We should be trying to take steps towards working things out, not trying to work something out while trying to be with somebody else. That confuses the relationship, and it also can destroy it.
It might just be a business meeting.
Boy, bye.
But see, in the comments, K Marie put, if sex trumps how you feel about and are working on a relationship out, it's no longer a break, it's a break up.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
But I agree with what Spicy had just said. You know, I mean, you hit it on the head. You know, it means working on some stuff. And I said that from the beginning. You know, if you're working on some stuff, if you going on a date, you know what I'm saying? If you're doing that, if you still calling each other, like the White alluded to, you know, checking on that person, you know what I'm saying? That's all good, you know, doing the time out. But you know, I mean, I do a lot of reflecting on the culture before this culture. See, this culture that we live in now, the last couple of decades or so, maybe the last few decades, it's we don't went into that therapeutic type of care in the relationship. And what I mean by that is like if we on a break now, we want to put all these fancy titles to it. It's a psychological timeout. It's the emotion. It's this and that. Well, I don't come from that because I didn't get a chance to see the people in my life, whether it was my parents, whether it was a brother or sister, whether it was an aunt or uncle and their relationships. What I saw in the relationship and the foundation that I got, you know what I'm saying, was like, y'all work that thing out. You know what I'm saying? Ain't none of that break thing because it was either we gonna work this thing out or we got to go head on. Because as you're working it out, what you're doing is you're trying to work on some of those behaviors that you have with each other. How can I work on my behaviors with you, Spicy, if I'm not around you?
Exactly.
Yeah, Spicy. You heard what he said.
I can feel that. I can feel
You know
that.
what I'm saying?
I know that makes perfect sense.
Now remember what I said. If anytime you feel like we need a break, there's no point in us being together because anytime you feel like you're in a relationship instead of working together, if it comes in your mind, we need a break, we might as well break up.
That's right. That's right. And I wasn't saying your name to, you know, to challenge you. I was saying your name because I don't want you breaking up with me, Spice.
All righty. Feelings, nothing more than feelings.
I'm gonna leave that alone right there, Mr. Brilliant. But I like the way y'all fit that. Yeah, I mean,
because one thing is, if it comes to a point to where you feel like you need a break from a relationship, maybe you need a break from yourself. Because why are you in a relationship in the first place if you feel like in the midst of the relationship you need a break? You might as well just be single.
But now, Spicy,
because to me, it's something inward that's going on with you to where you need to sort it out within yourself.
True.
And I can agree with you on that.
Oh, go ahead, Dave.
I know I was saying I can agree with you on that, Spicy, because like sometimes it could just be something that me personally that I'm going through. It could be something that I'm going through, but at the same time, while I'm going through it, even though I know I want to be with you, I don't want to put you through what I'm about to put myself through so I can become a better person.
Right. Dez hit it on the nail. He was reading my mind because that's what I was going to say. And it doesn't have to take 3 months to do that. Now, like Dez just said, he needed time for himself. You know, just a couple of weeks, 3 weeks at the most. I mean, that's not really a breakup, nothing like that. Because sometimes some people don't understand, especially when it comes to men. Sometimes men just need to try to figure things out. It's not like they don't want to be with you. They going through, you know, sometimes it's hard for men to open up. So they just need that break. It's not like, oh, I can't stand her no more. But some women, not all, will look at it like, oh, he must be seeing somebody, or he must be planning on to step out on me. And ladies, it's not always like that. Men go through a lot of things, sometimes financially or whatever, and they just need time, and they don't want to beat you.
You can take your little time out or whatever, but don't think I'm going to sit up here and go 90 days without. I am
Ooh, I
human.
know that's
I
right.
got needs.
Shit, who gonna
We're
go
not doing
90
that.
days?
If you're gonna do,
Oh,
and we're not saying that sex, is the main important thing in the thing, but it's a contributor.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
True.
if you're
It
gonna
is.
take that, if you're gonna control that part of our relationship and feel like that you're gonna take that from me, like I'm supposed to suffer while you trying to figure yourself out, no, mister, we might as well break up.
Well, who
Yeah,
said
because
you was
you're
gonna
punishing me at that point. That's a punishment now. It's like you're going with it. Look, it ain't no. I don't know nobody, a preacher, older
Right.
folks that would tell you that withholding sex. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? Is like it's beneficial to the relationship. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? No, because now psychologically, I'm saying, oh, it starts to do with my deal with my less stands. Now, what is it?
Mm-hmm.
I'm no good no more. I'm not. She don't see me the same way. She
But see,
don't like me.
when you withholding something that you're supposed to
That's punishment,
supply, you are being controlling. That's just the
right?
bottom line. You're being controlling, and I'm not having that. You don't tell me when, where, why, and how long. I'm telling you
Right.
straight up. We come to a compromise. We work through this together, or either we just go our separate ways. It's not the
That's right.
main factor. If we have other problems that need to be addressed, okay, let's address those problems. But do not think that sex is not supposed to be a part of the relationship, because it is a contributor, because that's the time that you bond with one another and be able to express to one each other emotionally.
Mm.
You take that
And
out
some people,
and you just focus. That's why I said COVID, during the period of COVID, tested a lot of people,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's
It
right.
did. Yeah. It
Right.
did.
That's
a
right.
lot of
And
relationships. And as you see, the divorce rate went up so high because
Yeah.
one,
It did.
that empty space is not there. Two, the fact that, okay, you probably have situations where I got a headache or I don't feel good or I'm tired, but then you get to know, get to really seeing people being around each other all day, 24/7. That was a
Damn.
test. That was a test.
It sure was. And Spice, as you said that, and see, a lot of relationships, I'm just gonna keep it real. Some relationships they just don't click. All that's clicking is the sex. You can be with somebody and have some good sex, but that's all. That's what your relationship is based on. Just sex. That's it. I mean, you don't want. I mean, y'all just don't click, but you click in the bedroom.
What do you think about if you feel like, okay, that's the only thing that they are attracted to and that's making the relationship? Why not take a break from that intimacy and just
Uh,
bond
But
together just to
yeah.
see if y'all really do like each other
But do you
without
think that really gonna work, Spicy? Because
not for
if
me.
you're a high nature person, you need I gotta have it. Oh, I gotta have it, and you don't want to take a certain time just to kind of bond some other way. It's like a win lose situation to a certain point. So I don't know how this person can fix that. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I'm just saying. I mean,
but
just
if
like
you only attracted to a person sexually,
yeah.
there is no relationship in that.
And I agree with you on that. That's you right. Because just like Spike is saying, when we hit COVID, a lot of divorces and people broke up. They was in the house. There was time
Yeah,
seeing each other.
because
So
they had to spend time with each other and
yeah,
realize just how much they did not like each other.
exactly. The only thing they had in common, I guess, was that, "Ooh, baby, it feels good." After that, they had nothing else. They had nothing
they,
else.
they you Dez hit on a key point when
Yeah.
that statement there was so on point. You know what I'm saying? That it provoked another thought for me
Mm-hmm.
is that if it's sex, then I think what we're missing is defining the relationship.
Right.
See, because if I define the relationship, even at the point of the break, if I say, well, this is what it is, and we sit back and we define this relationship, if we say it's sexual, then let it be
Mm-hmm.
sexual, because that's a relationship, a sexual
Right.
relationship.
Right.
It's not void of
Yeah,
relationship.
we
You
might as
just define, yeah, you just figure out what boundaries you have now.
Mm-hmm.
And then that may allow the door to open to grow into some other areas.
Right.
see because I mean if that's the case, you might as well say, okay, well, we Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, or are we Wednesday, Friday, and
Right.
Monday?
You better try Monday through Sunday.
Shit, I'm
she said
cool
Monday
with
to Sunday. Hey.
I don't know who
Just
you
saying.
playing with.
If
Yeah.
that's all, if that's all it is, I mean, but if that's all we doing every day,
Every day.
what the type of relationship that we have is a sexual relationship.
That's
That's
yeah,
it.
that's yeah, that's
this
basically what
spicy
it's based on.
scam.
So So can you
Spicy
survive
Karen.
that?
You
Can you
talking about
make it?
Monday through Sunday?
Because I'm just saying, because if something happened to where that person, let's say that person got injured, where you can't have sex for 8 weeks, and it's just like a crackhead, you sitting there, oh, I need it bad. What you gonna do? I mean, really, you got to improvise. You got to think of other ways because, ladies, let's be real. No, I'm gonna ask you, Spicy. If you was in a relationship and y'all were just hot like that, and something happened to the poor man, where the doctor said, "Oh man, you got to let that heal for at least 8 to 9 weeks, maybe 10." I mean, could you wait until he heals up, or do you think there's other ways he can do things to you until that time comes where he can do the rest? I'm just saying.
Well, you know what? This takes me back
Better put some clauses in that contract.
mm, it takes me back to someone I knew, and they ended up getting diagnosed with cancer.
Okay.
And she had lost her drive during the time that she was suffering through it.
Right.
But in her mind, she wasn't selfish. She thought about her husband because she said at the same time he has needs, and I'm not going to do anything to put him in a position where he had to end up in another woman's bed.
Right.
So she found other techniques to satisfy him while she was going through that. And see,
Okay.
that's part of the relationship is, understanding compromise and, working through it, but if you feel like, well, no, I ain't getting none, so he shouldn't be doing nothing. No, you're wrong for that.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not gonna lie, I agree. Mr. Brennan, how you feel about that? I mean, just like that, if something happened, if she couldn't do the things she do, will you wait on her? Y'all, just like Spike said, y'all find other ways to satisfy each other until that time that she feels better.
Well, see, that's a different level because now
Mm-hmm.
you're talking about somebody, and I've been in that situation. I've
Yeah.
had everybody know I have wives and people die of cancer. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So I've been in that situation, and she may have not had the drive
Right.
or what. I was there for her.
Right.
It was bigger. It was bigger than Nino Brown. It was bigger than the sex.
I
In
know that's
fact,
right.
it made it sexier, to me because the passion was there.
Mm-hmm.
The passion was so on
That.
fire
Yeah.
that that just kissing her at
Right.
one point, just kissing her was enough to make my knees
Yeah.
shake. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? That love was so overwhelming. So it wasn't about me being able to do all the things that we had did. What it's
Mm-hmm.
about now, particularly if she got a terminal disease or
Right.
something that's a sickness, it's about me catering to this
Right.
woman who I said I'm devoted to. Period. The
Yeah.
sex ain't even an issue. So yeah, that's what that's about. The
Yeah.
passion supersedes the sex at that point.
Mr. Britton, now you hit that on the nail. I agree with you 100%. I mean, that's just being real with it. A lot of people don't understand that. Same thing with you. I'm pretty sure Dad's will do it too. If he had a wife and she couldn't, there's other ways that you can do that stuff. I mean, it's other ways you can satisfy each other. But what's your take on it, Des?
No, because no, I've had that conversation before because I've had that conversation to where what if it comes to a point to where we're
Mm-hmm.
no longer able to have sex on both ends,
Right.
and that's when you have to become more in tune with your intimate or your passionate side because, like Mr. Britton said, it's just something about a kiss.
Yeah.
A simple
Yeah.
kiss,
A touch. Yeah.
a simple kiss could do so much. It could be
Yeah.
something as simple as the way you scrape your nails across the
Right.
back of my neck, or the way
Yeah.
that I just blow across your ear or something like that. That could
Mm-hmm.
give you the same stimulation and
Right.
same satisfaction. Because if you're with a person for so long, there is going to become a time to where
Mm-hmm.
y'all ain't gonna be doing it like y'all was doing it when y'all first got together,
You damn right about that, brother. Yeah.
through good or bad. So
Mm-hmm.
that's when you have to learn how to find those things and those little things, because I'm a firm believer in it's always the little things that count. It's
You're right.
always the little things that count. So you have to be able to be on a level and have a connection with your partner to where, oh, we can't have sex. And especially if it's something that's medical and terminal,
Right.
you should I'm a firm believer and you should never depart from your partner because y'all
I
have
agree.
some, your
I agree.
partner has some type of terminal illness, you know,
Mhm.
because when in actuality, if y'all are married, you know, and take in mind, I've been married twice, but if you are married, when you
Mhm.
took those vows, when it says for better or
Better
worse
or
till
worse,
death us part,
yeah.
there may be some times, just like we was having I think we made the statement in last week's show to where you had to go into the bathroom and clean up vomit.
Exactly. Yeah.
You
That
know,
is
those
trust.
and those are the real things that actually define a relationship, the things that we can do for each other outside of the bed.
Right. I agree because just like Mr. Britt said, I was in a situation with a woman that couldn't do that for a minute, and I was there. I was catering to her, but she was in her mind. She was like, "Well, I know you're hungry. I want to feed you." We compromised now, uh, and it worked. You know, those thunder thighs, did they work, boy? Really, the thighs. See, when women, I'm gonna give y'all. I mean, you got big thighs, you can do a lot of things. But those squeeze those thighs together, I'm good. But that was her idea, and it worked and everything. But like I said, a lot of people would they don't think like that. They say, hey, you know, I'm sorry, I gotta go do what I gotta do, and that just says that person. I guess that person really don't really love you that much if they can't weather the storm with you because anybody can become sick and ill. You could be laying down and can't do nothing. And you know, most men think in the back of their mind, they feel like I'm not a man no more because I can't do certain things. And the one thing a man is scared of, dang, she's gonna leave me to go get it somewhere else. I mean, I think every man think that from time to time if something seriously happened to him, and thinking because like I think Dad, maybe Mr. Britton said that it's just because you know you find your woman or your wife attractive, it's 10, 15, 20, 30 other men out there that find her attractive too.
Oh
So
yeah,
That's a,
that's a
yeah,
fact.
that's a
That's a
straight up.
fact.
Yeah.
You would be any
So
man would be a fool to think that he is the only man to think that his
yes,
woman is attractive.
exactly. That part. I don't know. Some men think like, but that's crazy. Yeah, because you see her attracted, I guarantee there's a whole bunch of other men that see her attracted too. And they're just waiting. Oh, I hope that boy F up. I want that. Or they're gonna try for it. So
and
I just want to say this has been a great show, but I want to get everybody feedback and about the show and maybe give some advice to some people out there that might be on the break and everything. You know, everybody get their intake. So I'll start with you, Mr. Brendan. What you got to say to the people out there that might be going through a break?
first of all, I think the first thing that we got to do is define our roles. You know what I'm saying, within the relationship. Because when you define what the role is that you the part you playing, the part that she playing, then y'all can stay in y'all lane and y'all can come together. But I'm gonna tell you now, I'm not taking no breaks. I'm not taking no breaks with
Mhm.
expectations. So my message would be is to know who you're dealing with because there should be no reason why I wouldn't want to be with that special someone. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Even if we have problems, let's work them. That's what makes it special. Let's work that problem out together. You know what I'm saying? I shouldn't feel like I got to sit in front of the house and say I don't feel like going in there or stand away for whatever little silly reason. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? So my point is know who you are, know who you're dealing with, and y'all and get back to some old family values. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? We don't get way out in left field, but get back home, y'all.
Damn, Mr. Brendan, you hit that on the nail. Right? Yeah, a good point. Daz, what you got to say about it? About these people taking breaks?
Well, I would say first of all, before you even think about thinking of a break in your relationship, think about why you need this break.
Mm.
And think about if you need this break, are you really trying to work it out or are you just trying to find a way to break up with this person?
Right.
Because they may have a hold on you, even though they may not be doing everything that you want them to do or you feel they should be doing, or they're not being the person that you think they should be. Do you really want to be with this person? And is that the reason why you feel you need a break in order to recalculate your senses?
Mm.
Because a lot of times I'll say, me personally, if you tell me that we need a break, it's one or two things that's going to run across my mind. You got somebody else that you trying out,
Uh-oh.
or you really trying to wait for me to do everything that I need to do so that you can honestly be with me. So I would say y'all ain't gotta take my advice, and I ain't giving no advice. I'm just speaking on the subject. If you're gonna be in a relationship with somebody, before you even get into the relationship, think about the breakup.
Yeah.
And if you can see a breakup, don't get into the relationship.
Mm. Boy, you're right. Look, you and Mr. Britton said a mouthful, and I agree. And I agree with both of them. Des and Mr. Britton is straight up facts, and I agree. And I believe the same thing. If you be with somebody and taking a break, you got to be looking at yourself if that's what you want. I mean, I'm gonna be real, because if I feel like it's not gonna work, I say, look, we're not gonna take a break. We might just go our separate ways. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody have problems. Everybody go through things, and you have to ask yourself what kind of break you need. Do you need a couple of days? I can do a couple of days, a week or two. But when you start going to months or 2 or 3 months, then I'm like, hey, let's stop right there. We can just go our separate ways, because if we taking a break for over 2 months, that's it. There ain't no taking a break. We just breaking up, point blank. You know, whatever reason. But I agree with Mr. Brendan. You trying to work it out, like Dad said. You have it in your head set already. When you start getting in a relationship, you're gonna truly be with this person. But I know things happen. Sometimes you get with people, and you're like, damn, I didn't know she was like that. Or damn, I didn't know he was like that. And it might be a hard pill for you to swallow. And you might like, I need to take a break to focus and think that this is who I really want to be with. But it shouldn't take no months. You can figure that out in just a couple of days. But like me, I'm gonna just tell you right there straight up. Okay, let's do it for a few days. But if I feel like it's gonna complicate things, it's gonna be longer than that's it. We can just go our separate ways. So, but I just want to thank Dez and Mr. Britton, because they gave great advice, and I agree with both of them. So this has been a great show. Loved it, and I can't wait for us to do next week's show. But
Hey, Dwight,
yes, sir.
before we go off, I
Uh-huh.
just got to make this comment,
Oh, sure. Go
because
ahead.
it's bothering me, and I got to help the brothers that's watching us.
Right.
30 minutes? 30 minutes? Come on, man.
30 minutes. Spicy,
Get the
put that out
game
there.
up.
30
30
minutes.
minutes. We got to have
Look,
enough in the
See,
I was thinking for everybody
see,
else.
Mr. B,
Like I said,
Mr.
I'm not
B,
telling
I
my
already got
business.
a Mr. B. I got a song queued up that explains the relationship break so bad.
Yeah, spicy. I know you ain't trying to tell your business, but yeah, 30 minutes is kind of short, Spicy.
No, I don't do 30 minutes, baby. So, that's
Okay,
what I ain't telling my
but
business. I just threw
No,
it out
it
there.
wasn't you. It was
Oh,
Sorry,
Mr.
you
B.
can't retract your statement. You've only allotted 30 minutes.
It ain't no retraction, because the ones that know, they know.
Yeah,
Mm.
I kind of like
Wow, wow, wow.
hey, hey, but I know this. I know I ain't got Monday through Sunday in me neither though.
Hey,
So
now that part right there, she said 7 days a week. That's
What'd you say? I
Monday.
got things to do.
Hey,
I can beat the 30 minutes, but I can't beat the 7 days a week.
yeah, I agree, Mr. Britton. See, Spicy, just like the man need time to rejuvenate and go out with his boys and everything. 7 days a week? Come on now. 7 days?
7 whole nights.
I can do 6, but let me have one day to
Well, like you said, Dwight, when
Even the
your
Lord rested on the seventh day.
Thank you, Dez.
praise, because he ain't telling his business either.
I'm just saying, Mr. B had me on here cracking up that 30 minutes, boy. That's
I need
But
another drink.
I do want to give a great shout out to Rumble for our 250 viewers. Thank y'all for tuning
Hey,
in.
thank y'all. Thank y'all, Robert. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Don't do that 30 minutes, Lo. Don't do it 30 minutes. 15 even worse. But hey.
Trust Mr. Britton. I'm not trying to savage you. I ain't trying to give you no heart attack.
Hey, man.
I know that's right.
Oh, my God. Dang.
You just like the color purple.
Hey,
Right
on top
right
of
on top of me. Nah, we ain't doing that.
God on top of it.
Hey,
That on
Mr.
top
B
of it.
ain't going. Mr. B ain't hitting 30, and stopping off 30 minutes. That's a
You might as well
Walmart.
say, you gonna do like the Brandon man. Look, a heavyweight route is 3 minutes. And I done seen people get knocked out in the first round.
Lord have mercy, got my stomach till I'm laughing so hard. Hey, maybe you can take a break, and take a 5-minute break and go back in. I mean, do 30 minutes.
That's why you have rounds.
You can take a break.
Round 1, round 2, round 3.
Hey, if you can do it,
I feel you on that.
Yeah,
I feel you on that.
Yeah, me too, Dad. I mean, you can do that all the time.
What is it, 30-minute rounds?
I told you I'm not telling my business. All you need
See,
to know
now
is
you can divide that 30 minutes into 10 3-minute rounds.
Yeah.
Nah. All you need to know is Scorpios do not play.
So
I'm not
you
telling my
believe-
business.
That's right. And I'm not asking, but a guy can. So I'm just trying to get a grip on something in case I run into this. And if for
Is that
some reason,
for you or
I
that's
take
not long enough for you, Britton?
Pardon me?
Sound like
Which one
look
is
like Mr. B ready. He already sitting on the edge of the bed waiting.
Hey,
That's all I'm
Just
saying.
don't know.
See, I got all that energy. He want to get it out. And 30 minutes ain't enough. You need more than 30 minutes. An hour and 30 minutes. So let me be honest. Let's be honest. Spicy. Or you? I'm not saying to pitch your business out there, but is 2 hours good enough for you, or that's too short too?
That's not enough.
God damn.
Lord have mercy.
You asked.
Okay, and then the next day when somebody wake up needing a whole full body massage and gotta go to the chiropractor. I don't want to hear nothing.
No, you wake up to the next round. What you talking
Oh
about?
my God!
That's it.
Sounds good on paper.
You know what? There's Mr. Britton. I kid you not. My oldest son, mama, that's how she was. It was never enough. I mean, after we get done, I roll over, go to sleep, and another 10 minutes, she tapped me. I'm looking at her. Are you serious? Are you serious?
I'm good.
Look, I've been to that. It's crazy. It's like it's never enough. Sometimes be careful what you ask for, because you might get it.
1 hour, 2 days a week.
I need a drink. Am I off the clock yet? Oops, I've been drinking while I've been on the clock.
But we are going to go backstage.
That's right. Let's go backstage. And for that, let's go backstage. We can complete this conversation backstage.
We'll see y'all next week.
Hey, y'all, we'll see y'all next time. It's been great. So, hey, be with us because we're going to clown next week. But y'all be sure to be here tomorrow. Keisha going to be doing the show tomorrow, her show. So y'all be sure to watch that from me and my boys here, Mr. Britton and Dez. We'll be back, God bless, next week. So we love you. Y'all have a great weekend, and we out. Damn, 30 minutes.
No.